You might see the title and think, wow, in this day and age, that title is bold and it's very daring. Well, you know what? I don't care, because I have an opinion. And if you don't like it, fair enough, I respect that. But Lewis, you've already made a video on why Spectacular is the best Spider-Man. Yes, he is. But Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man. That didn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. Spectacular is the best rendition of the character that I think we're going to get for a very long time, that manages to hit every core ideology of the character of Spider-Man. But Tobey Maguire is my favourite. I've never really openly said who my favourite Spider-Man is. I've always really beat around the bush and spoke about what I really like the most out of every version of Spider-Man. But Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man. It may be a hard pill to swallow, but is it because of nostalgia? Partly, yes. Of course it is. There are many things that versions of this character like Andrew's, like Tom's, like Josh's get right and do better than Tobey's. However, Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man. He is the Spider-Man I grew up watching. Every day since Spider-Man 3 was released, I longed for a Spider-Man 4, as by that time it came out, it would be the first time I was able to go and see a Spider-Man movie in theaters. My first Spider-Man theater experience ended up being The Amazing Spider-Man, and I don't really mind, I love that movie to death. But the Raimi movies stuck with me. I was gutted when they announced that Spider-Man 4 wouldn't happen. I have so many fond memories of watching the Raimi trilogy when I was a kid. I recently rewatched Spider-Man 3 with my mates and I cried at the end. Quick little segment here, I actually watched it on an online call because of social distancing, and if yourself are not social distancing, I recommend to do so because this pandemic will be over a lot sooner rather than later. Thanks. I was watching this movie and I was so happy. A couple of months ago earlier in the year, I also saw the Raimi trilogy again, but this time I watched it with my girlfriend who had never seen a Spider-Man movie before. And God, I loved it. I cherished the fact that I was watching someone else experience something I loved for the first time. And it reminded me of when I first got to go watch these movies. As a kid, superheroes were my thing. Everyone told me that when I grew up, I wouldn't be into Spider-Man anymore. How they were wrong. And it was the constant involvement and investment that I found myself being in with the Raimi movies that kept me into it, and the hope that with every Spider-Man movie that comes out, something would eventually match the untouched Spider-Man 2. Now I do admit that going forward in life, I know for a fact that another movie will become my favourite movie of all time eventually. And I admit that something better than Spider-Man 2 will eventually be produced in my eyes. And I honestly dread that day. What if it isn't a Spider-Man movie? What if it isn't a superhero movie? Damn, that would be shocking. It'd be almost heartbreaking. But I'm only 17 years old and growing up I will mature. I don't think I'll ever grow out of Spider-Man. I think I'm past the point of no return when it comes to this character. Heck, I have a growing YouTube channel which I'm really proud of, and I just gotta thank you guys for the support as well, which is basically based around Spider-Man as well. I have Spider-Man media more than ever today, and he's become more mainstream. My friends all like Spider-Man now. Spider-Man is everywhere, and it all came from Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. That's where it started. The Tobey Maguire movies. All of this, YouTube, my involvement with writing, my passion for stories and film in general, my needing to create an emotional drama, a series of events to direct something new, to go places no one has ever seen before when it comes to storytelling, all this passion and excitement comes from this one character, this one man, this one human being, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, but especially Spider-Man 2 got me into filmmaking. Spider-Man 2 got me into Spider-Man. It got me into the drama, which got me interested in characters, which got me interested in growth and moving forward, which also got me into stories and plot, which then led right back to the thing that it came from, which was a film. And now here we are. I'm going to university this year to study filmmaking and writing, and man, I can't wait. This is more of a thank you to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, as I will always have a special place in my heart for him, and honestly, I'm running out of things to talk about this character. I have a few more video essays planned and stuff that I can do with this character, but I've just got to cherish every moment I can talk about him for. But is all this just nostalgia? Or is the claim that these are some of the best films of our generation true? You know what? I think so. I've been around for long enough to see enough films and to come to the conclusion that even though Spider-Man 2 may not be the best film of all time critically talking, it is my favourite. Not because of nostalgia, but because it's legitimately a good movie. It's a story about a psychologically damaged person who just wants to catch a break. The relatability that Tobey's Spider-Man carries is impeccable. The emotion that Tobey's Spider-Man carries is heartbreakable. The struggles that Tobey's Spider-Man carries are relatable. The films are well crafted, well paced, well shot, well written and directed masterpieces about a character from the pages of a comic book who many people who aren't kids struggle to take seriously. And Sam Raimi and the team and Tobey Maguire managed to pull off a film about him and give it heart, give it an underlying dark tone. And then the Andrew movies followed, the MCU followed, and now we know superhero movies as they are today. If it weren't for the X-Men and the Spider-Man superhero movies, I'm under the impression that superhero movies just wouldn't be the same. And that's why I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He means so much to me. And that's why he is the best Spider-Man. Thank you for watching this short video essay here, and I hope you all enjoyed. Tomorrow I'm going to try and bring out What If Andrew was in the MCU Part 4, but no promises, and I'm really busy right now. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. Make sure to go in the description below and follow the socials as well. And also subscribe to Slightly Insulting. We're almost at 1,000. We've got a couple of subs to go. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.